everyone, it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am participating in the Mixed Media Frenzy Hop. They happen every month, the last Friday of every month, and I haven't participated in the last two because I needed to take a break because of vacation and stuff like that, but I am back. Also, I ran out of white cardstock, and the Vicki Boutin stuff, I should have just bought it when it was available, and now it's not in stock. So anyway, I did make a quick trip to Michael's, which I haven't been inside of in like 2 years. And I bought a 60 pack of white 65-pound cardstock. So this cardstock is actually pretty decent. I feel like, it's Recollections brand. I feel like I've used their stuff before, but as I'm doing this mixed media, like really the paper didn't curl that much at all. And the coloring that I was using, which are all, I'm going to be using 3 different Tim Holtz Distress Oxide sprays. The coloring actually really soaked in well to the paper. It didn't take it very long to dry. I kind of just let it rest and went about and did other things while I let it air dry itself. And it dried pretty quickly. I was impressed. And again, with not much paper curling. So if you can't find the Vicki Boutin Foundations paper, because it's always out of stock, I would recommend this Recollections 65-pound white cardstock. And it came in a pack of 60. It was $19.99 at Michael's. There was a 20% off coupon that they gave me. So I ended up paying like $17 with tax, you know. So anyway, that's my little story there. You can see that we are being inspired today by a Missy Whidden page. She's got some really beautiful coloring triangles on the right-hand side of the page, and then some really gorgeous floral pieces going all around the photo. So that's what I was trying to more recreate were the triangles, the triangle colors on the side. And I guess this also talks to about how I never have enough things in my stash. I had thought about doing like a watercolor tape resist thing to make the triangles, and I've done something like that before. Multiple times before, really, and I have some of those process videos here on the channel. But I didn't have any washi tape, and normally I like to use the washi tape because it peels up really easily, especially if you're letting the watercolor dry. And so I'm literally all out of washi tape. And I probably would have had some if the washi tape that I purchased, which was not like cheap dollar store stuff, it was Vicki Boutin, so it was like legit stuff. But it was like sticking to itself. I couldn't peel it up. It was just really bad. So I had to throw away a whole bunch of what could have been perfectly decent washi tape because it wasn't good. So here I am trying to figure out how I want to like separate the triangles of color. So I did a purple color at the top and a blue color at the bottom. And I think the blue was, I'm trying to look at my misting spray stash. The blue color is Speckled Egg, and then the purple was, I'm reaching for it right now, the purple was Dusty Concord, which is actually a new color in my stash. Chamel recommended it. I was kind of trying to play around with that purpley ribbon. The colors that I was going for, obviously, like the purple, the blue, the gray, because I had this Simple Stories I Am collection stack of books ephemera, and there's like a pink, kind of purpley gray, and a kind of gray blue. They're all books stacked up, and the photo is a selfie of me with my Kindle. I was using that as an Instagram photo, and I thought I would just print it out because you never know when I might need to scrapbook something about myself, like for our Challenge Yourself challenge, which is coming up. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe so you don't miss out on when that new challenge goes live on the 7th. But what I ended up deciding to do is not use the ribbon to like create visible triangles. I just decided to do more packaging technique with the misting spray, add another color. So all of the misting sprays, as I said before, I was going to do a watercolor tape resist. I didn't have the washi tape, so I just did the packaging technique. But I sort of tried to create like, you know, visual like triangles with them. So there are 3 splotches. You can tell that like the bigger splotches kind of go at a diagonal, I guess. I don't know. I really like it. I really like those colors together. And I tried to kind of like sploosh the pink on top of the purple and the blue so that it kind of looked like they were more, you know, moving into each other. But I am going to use that purple ribbon to make a nice border between the sparkly gray. Yes, it is sparkly gray. So I guess it's more like silver. The silver cardstock, which is just something from my stash, came from my mom's stash box. If you missed that video, I'll try to have it linked below. I just wanted there to be something a little more like visible to say, all right, this ends here, and then we go into the mixed media. And then obviously the vertical photo is going to go on top of that. See, if you don't have enough ribbon to go all the way across, if you're putting a photo like in the middle, you can just fake it and make it look like the ribbon goes all the way across, right? Something I wish that I had is some ribbon glue. Have you guys ever used that? It's like strips, it's like long strips like ribbon, but it's like sticky glue. I had used my Eileen's because I ran out of mini glue dots and I didn't have any ribbon tape. So I just used the Eileen's and that worked out fine. And then I'm just going to use, actually I use regular like Scotch tape to tape down those ends instead of trying to cut them off, because sometimes that just never, it gets frayed and it just never looks that great. So yeah, I used to use regular Scotch tape on the back. You won't get to see that part. You can see earlier I was trying to, still trying to figure out, do I want to use that extra ribbon to make more specific triangles on the side? And I'm like, no, I just didn't like the way it looked. So now I'm just going to move on to the embellishments. And I have some Pink Fresh puffy stickers. I have some Jen Hadfield flat stickers. They all kind of have that same grayish blue type of color scheme to them with a little bit of purple in there. And I'm also going to whip out some very old Cheeky Studio ephemera die cuts, or ephemera pieces. So that little banner sticker, it's not a sticker, banner chipboard cardstock. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. The banner cardstock piece I had to cut out myself. But it's gray, and it was just kind of perfect there. There's another one that says Daylight Dream down there at the bottom because, I'm reading in the daytime and it sort of takes you off to another world. I thought that was kind of appropriate for books. If you guys are into books, let me know what you're currently reading. I think I just finished a book of essays by a comedy writer named Samantha Irby. It was, I didn't laugh out loud, but it was pretty amusing, and someone had recommended her essays to me, and so I thought, I'll try it out. But now I'm going to be moving on to another book, and I don't know which one it is yet. I have a whole stack of books that I need to read. I think I have an advanced review copy of a thriller that's coming out next month, so I think I'm going to move on to that. Sounds pretty good. So anyway, I'm always looking for new book recommendations, so if you guys have read something interesting, let me know what it is in the comments. I'm also going to, along with those puffy stickers and stuff, I'm going to add some sequins. And this is a very old, again, from Cheeky Studio. They're not in business anymore, but it's a very old sequins mix from Cheeky Studio. So the colors, they have like small pink ones, and then regular sized purple ones, and regular sized kind of translucent ones. So I'm going to end up using a nice combination of all of them. And again, I am working on the diagonal, so I'm making an embellishment cluster in the top right hand of my page and in the bottom left hand of the photo. Not exactly like how Missy Whidden did hers. She kind of created a wreath going around her photo. I didn't have big floral pieces like she did to work with. I pulled what floral stickers I did have, but I didn't feel like I needed to try to make a big wreath. And also my photo was vertical instead of horizontal. So maybe if I had a horizontal photo, I would have done, more of a circular thing as opposed to just keeping things in the diagonal. Maybe if I had just like a heck of a lot more embellishments, I would have been able to do more, but I'm just working with what I have and creating something that is more to my design aesthetic. When you're being inspired by someone, especially someone as talented as Missy Whidden, you don't have to try to do exactly what she does. It doesn't have to look the same. I think she might have even used some pattern paper to make her triangles. I had considered that as well, doing a little bit of the misting sprays and a little bit of the pattern paper just for something different, but instead I just went with one side of all cardstock and one side of the misting spray, so that's kind of like bursting out from that one side of the photo. So I'm just cutting up a little bit more of the Cheeky Studio ephemera pieces that I have. I think that collection was called like Wishes. It was sort of like birthday celebration themes, and it was just so pretty. But those are blank gray, basically like journaling spots, journaling tags. So that's what I'm going to use them as, and just kind of bring down more of that left hand embellishment cluster a little bit. And I'm just going to write a little bit into them. It's not a whole lot of room to write, but there's really nothing much that I need to say about this photo since it is just kind of a random selfie. It's basically that I'm writing, I'm so lucky to receive free books as a blogger/reviewer. Reading is my fave hobby, along with scrapbooking, of course. So yeah, I do review books, and the pandemic, most of the books that they sent for review were ebooks, which is fine. I have a Kindle Fire. I don't don't enjoy reading ebooks as much as I do a physical book, because I find it hard sometimes to, like if there's a passage that I like, I want to be able to bookmark it and easily get to it. And you can't really do that, I haven't found, with an ebook. And sometimes people send PDF copies, and that's so annoying because the PDFs don't save your place. So every time you come back to the book, you have to scroll. It's really annoying, but anyway, it's a free book, so I'll take it. But basically, yeah, I got into like book reviewing through a program that's not around anymore. I think it was called Book Look Bloggers. And then I also used to do another program, I think through Random House, that's also not around anymore. And then I went to Book Expo in New York and made, just kind of made some contacts there, picked up a few e-arcs, and I'm also part of a group called The Book Reporter. And she kind of also announces what new books to be on the lookout for. And sometimes they do, around like the Book Expo time, they do something called a speed dating, reading group guide speed dating. And you get to request review copies of the books. I don't always get review copies. Sometimes, especially when I'm using NetGalley or Edelweiss, which are online book review websites, sometimes I get denied. They're like, nah, we don't think so. You're not legitimate enough. And that's totally fine. Some people are just happy to give out the books because they will, they want people to talk about it, word of mouth, word of internet, I guess. And I do. I post on Instagram, I post on my blog, even on Twitter, and I save all the books that I'm reading on my Pinterest boards. I have a Goodreads, so all of those links are actually below. So if you want to follow me on social media, maybe you're more into books than scrapbooking, I post a variety of both types of things. So, follow me and we can share scrapbooking tips and book recommendations as well. I'd love to connect with you guys there. And like I said, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do so. Go into the description box below too, because you want to see what everybody else who's participating in the Mixed Media Frenzy YouTube Hop is doing this month. So all of them will be linked below as well. There's so much going on in that description box. If you have already subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing. It's really a lot of fun to be able to make these videos for you guys, to hear your feedback, and just to communicate with the scrapbooking community, especially in a time when it's been a really long time since I've scrapbooked in person with anyone. So this kind of makes it feel like we're part of a community, and we're still together and scrapbooking together. What I'm doing here is putting down the sequins. I normally don't include this part in the videos, but I left it in because I usually do glue dots, and like I said, I ran out of glue dots, so I'm just using my Eileen's. They work pretty well. I think it depends on the sequins as well, the quality of the sequins. I've had some that I've stuck down with the tacky glue. They have sort of fallen out in different layouts, but so far the Eileen's has been pretty good with most of the sequins that I have been using. I just have to make sure that you get them all down. Don't leave any loose ones, or when you pick up the layout, they're gonna fall off and you're gonna forget where you put them. And again, the sequins just kind of go like in the corners, just kind of building out on those embellishment clusters just a little bit. I'm cutting something here, but I'm actually not going to use it on the layout. I'll just save it for another layout. So here are the close-ups. You can see a little bit more of what that mixed media looks like. Those puffy stickers add such great dimension. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time for more scrapbooking. Bye!